Have you ever found yourself wondering how some people make it past 100 and still seem to have a spark in their eyes and a spring in their step? You might think it's all about good genes, but here's the truth most people miss. While genetics play a small role, lifestyle plays a much bigger one. The habits we practice every day, especially after 60, shape not just how long we live, but how well we live. Welcome to Golden Life Daily. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone you care about. Here, we talk about living better, feeling stronger, and aging with purpose. Because growing older should not mean growing weaker. It should mean growing wiser, more vibrant, and more connected to the life around us. So today, we are diving into something truly inspiring. 5 longevity secrets from real people who have lived well past 100. And these are not impossible, far-off ideas. These are simple, down-to-earth habits that you can begin right now, wherever you are in life. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up and felt excited about the day ahead? For many people, after 60, mornings can feel slow. The body feels stiff, the mind feels foggy, and that spark is just not there. But what if I told you that people who live past 100 often wake up with a deep sense of purpose, even if they are not climbing mountains or running marathons? That brings us to the first secret, having a reason to wake up every day. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the longest living populations in the world, they have a word for this. It's called ikigai, your reason for being. It might be tending a garden, playing with your grandkids, or helping a neighbor. It does not have to be big or flashy. What matters is that it gives you a sense of joy and meaning. Studies have shown that having a purpose can reduce the risk of heart disease, depression, and even early death. It helps regulate your sleep, your mood, and your energy. One woman from Sardinia, Italy, who lived to 104, said her reason for living was simply making lunch every Sunday for her family. That was her weekly joy, her anchor. So take a moment and think, what is your reason? If you don't have one yet, start small. It can be as simple as calling someone you love or caring for a plant. Now, let's move to another powerful habit, staying naturally active. Not through intense workouts or long gym sessions, but by simply moving your body throughout the day. People in blue zones, the regions where people live the longest, are constantly on their feet. They walk, they garden, they sweep, they cook. Their lives are built around gentle, consistent movement. No pressure, no competition, just living life in motion. One man from Costa Rica who lived past 100 was known for walking to the market every day. Even if it was just to buy one banana, it was his ritual, his chance to talk to people, feel the air on his face, and stretch his legs. And that kind of light, natural movement supports your joints, boosts circulation, and keeps your muscles awake. It also helps digestion, especially after meals, and even lifts your mood. So instead of thinking about exercise as a chore, think about it as a form of nourishment. Walk after breakfast. Stretch your arms while waiting for the kettle to boil. Dance a little while listening to your favorite old tune. Every bit of movement counts, and over time, it adds up more than you think. The third habit might surprise you, because it has more to do with the heart than the body. Longevity is closely tied to connection. That's right, relationships. People who live past 100 often have deep bonds with others. They laugh, they talk, they feel seen, whether it's with family, friends, or their local community. They don't isolate themselves. They stay involved. One centenarian from Greece said the key to his long life was never eating a meal alone. He made it a point to sit with someone, even if it was just for a few minutes, every single day. And you know what? That human contact, that shared time, helps lower stress. It boosts your immune system. It keeps your brain sharp. So if you've been feeling a little lonely, reach out. Even a 5-minute call with a friend or a chat with someone at the store can make a difference. And if you feel like you don't have anyone right now, know this: it is never too late to build new connections. Join a local group. Say hello to a neighbor. Open your heart just a little. That warmth you send out has a funny way of coming back to you. These first few secrets might seem simple, but they hold so much power. A reason to wake up, a body in motion, a heart that stays open. These are not miracles. They are choices we can all make, starting today. You do not need to change everything at once. Just take one small step. Maybe today, you write down what gives you purpose, or take a walk around the block, or pick up the phone and reconnect with someone, because your story is still being written, and the choices you make now can shape how the rest of it unfolds. Now, let's keep going. When we think about aging well, it's easy to picture it as something reserved for a lucky few. But as we continue exploring these longevity secrets, you'll see just how achievable they really are. You don't need to move to a far-off village or follow some strict, complicated program. The truth is, most people who live past 100 live simple, joyful lives, grounded in small habits that build up over time. One of those habits is eating with intention. We're not talking about dieting or counting every calorie. We're talking about choosing foods that truly nourish the body and eating them in a way that feels good. In places like Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Loma Linda, California, many centenarians follow what some would call a plant-forward lifestyle. They eat mostly fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains, and nuts, with meat being a small part of their diet or reserved for special occasions. But the real secret is not just what they eat, but how they eat. They sit down to meals. They take their time. They enjoy food and community. One woman who lived past 100 in Japan said she always left the table feeling just a little bit hungry, not stuffed. There's even a practice there called hara-hachi-bu, which means stopping when you're about 80% full. This gentle restraint gives your body a chance to digest and avoids putting extra strain on your organs. And it's not just about avoiding disease. It's about feeling light, clear-headed, and energetic after meals. So what can you do? Start with small changes. Add more color to your plate. Swap out something processed for something fresh. And maybe the next time you eat, take a moment to pause halfway through and ask yourself, am I still hungry or just eating out of habit? That little pause can do wonders for your long-term health. Now, let's talk about something that does not often get enough credit: rest. But not just sleep at night. We're talking about real rest throughout your day. Mental rest, emotional rest. People who live a long time tend to have a rhythm to their days. They know when to move and when to slow down. They take breaks without guilt. In Sardinia, Italy, some elders rest in the afternoon with a cup of tea and a quiet moment under the sun. In Ikaria, Greece, naps are a regular part of life, not because they're lazy, but because they understand how to honor their energy. Too many people push through their tiredness like it's something to be ashamed of. But rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Your body heals while you rest. Your mind clears. Your heart slows down. And the result? Less stress, lower blood pressure, better memory, and even a longer life. If your days feel packed or rushed, try carving out just 15 minutes to sit quietly, away from screens and noise. Take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes. Listen to the birds, the wind, or even just the sound of your own breath. It's not wasted time. It's time your body deeply needs. And that brings us to a surprising secret: laughter. Yes, laughter. Real belly-aching, eye-watering, joyful laughter. It sounds too simple, doesn't it? But studies have shown that laughter reduces stress hormones, boosts the immune system, and improves circulation. People who live longer often have a sense of humor about life. They don't take everything so seriously. They find joy in the little things, and they don't mind being a little silly now and then. One man from California who lived to 102 said that every morning, before even getting out of bed, he would think of something funny from the past and laugh out loud. It was his way of greeting the day with lightness. Another woman from Greece swore that dancing and laughter were the only medicine she ever needed. And maybe she was right, because a joyful heart, even in the face of life's challenges, can carry you farther than any pill. So find something that makes you smile today. Watch a funny show. Call a friend who always cracks you up. Play a game. Tell a joke. Sing off key. Let yourself be light, even just a little, because joy is not a luxury, it's fuel. And those who live the longest often find ways to keep that joy flowing, no matter what life throws at them. What we're seeing here is a pattern. Long life is not about extremes. It's not about being perfect or following a strict regime. It's about living in tune with your own body and soul, moving when it feels right, resting when you need it, connecting with people who lift you up, nourishing yourself with food and laughter, and through all of it, allowing each day to matter, not because of what you achieve, but because of how you feel while living it. So, as you sit here listening, I want you to ask yourself, what one small change feels doable today? Not everything, just one thing. Maybe it's choosing a lighter meal. Maybe it's turning off the television 10 minutes earlier and resting your eyes. Maybe it's letting yourself laugh at something silly. That small act, repeated, can become a thread in a life that stretches far longer and shines far brighter. Let's keep going. There's one more secret that often gets overlooked, yet it quietly weaves itself into the lives of nearly every centenarian around the world. It's not a pill, not a diet, and not an exercise routine. It's purpose. Waking up each day with a reason to get out of bed, something to care about, something to look forward to. That sense of meaning is what keeps the mind sharp and the spirit alive. In Okinawa, they call it ikigai, which means a reason for being. It doesn't have to be something big or impressive. For some, it's tending a garden. For others, it's caring for a grandchild, teaching a skill, or walking to the local market just to chat with neighbors. One man who lived to 105 said his purpose was making his wife laugh every single day. That was enough for him. When you have something to live for, you're more likely to move, to engage, to smile, and to stretch yourself. Purpose adds color to your days and helps your body produce the feel-good hormones that fight off stress and inflammation. Even in hard times, that sense of meaning becomes a lighthouse, something steady to return to. So ask yourself, what gives your life meaning right now? Maybe it's your faith, your family, your hobbies, or simply being present for someone else. If you're not sure, start small. Volunteer a little of your time. Reach out to someone who might need a kind word. Pick up something creative that you used to enjoy. Purpose isn't about pressure. It's about connection, and it can change everything. Now, here's something beautiful about all of these longevity habits. They don't exist in isolation. They build on each other. Movement creates energy, which makes it easier to eat well. Eating well improves sleep. Better rest boosts your mood, and laughter fills your heart. That joy helps you stay connected, and connection gives you purpose. It becomes a circle of life that supports itself, day by day. And none of this requires perfection. You don't need to wake up tomorrow and do everything right. What matters is showing up for yourself a little more each day. Give yourself permission to grow slowly, to fall off and get back up again. The centenarians of the world didn't live so long because they were flawless. They lived long because they adapted, stayed curious, and kept their hearts open. So if you're sitting here wondering, can I really change things at my age? The answer is yes. You absolutely can. It's never too late to begin again. Never too late to feel better. Never too late to laugh more, eat better, move more gently, and reconnect with what matters. You might not control everything about your health, but the habits you build today can create a foundation for years of energy, clarity, and peace ahead. Think about that. More time to enjoy your mornings. More time with the people you love. More time doing what makes your soul feel alive. And if you're feeling inspired, I hope you'll carry this message with you, not just in your thoughts, but in your actions. Take that short walk. Call that friend. Eat that nourishing meal. Rest when you need to. Laugh when you can. And remember why it all matters. You are not too old. You are not behind. You are still becoming, still growing, still capable of so much more than you realize. The people who live past 100 aren't superhuman. They're just humans who lived each day with a little more intention and a little more heart. And you can do the same. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this video warmed your heart or gave you something to think about, please consider liking it, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with someone you care about. We love building this community with you, a space where aging means thriving, not fading. Welcome to Golden Life Daily, where we believe every chapter of life deserves to be filled with hope, wisdom, and joy. Here's to living your best life at any age.